Hey, Lord of the Smartrings here. It was an ordinary Tuesday at 2 pm, and after years I was heading to a job interview again. Across from me sat the department head, HR recruiter, and the HR director. A bit of power play, 3 versus me. Even though I'm no rookie, interviews can still bring a dose of stress. During the interview, I was wearing representatives from the main wearable categories: watch, Garmin Fenix 8, strap Whoop MG medical grade, and Oura 4 as a smart ring. And as a bonus, my personal AI assistant, Limitless Pendant. The question is, did these devices detect the stress? And more importantly, how accurately? Before we dive into the data, let's mix a quick anti-stress cocktail. Cheers! I knew the interview would make me a bit nervous, so I decided to prepare not only mentally but also physiologically. About an hour and a half beforehand, I took a few mindful steps. First one is physiological sign. A technique recently popularized by Andrew Huberman. The idea is simple. Take a deep inhale through your nose and small top up breath just when you think your lungs are full, and then exhale slowly through the mouth.
So it's like,
A few rounds of this can calm the nervous system almost instantly. I felt clearer, more focused, and grounded. L-theanine, an amino acid found in tea that promotes calm focus without making you drowsy. I often take it before situations where I want to be in flow yet stay relaxed, sometimes with coffee. And last one, methylene blue. I have to admit this isn't your or my typical supplement, and I definitely wouldn't recommend it casually or after just reading about it. For me, methylene blue helps me feel a little less antisocial. Maybe it sounds odd, I know, but it works. For me, in small doses, it has a mild nootropic effect and seems to sharpen my verbal interactions. Did it help? At least as a placebo, yes. But I think the whole ritual really put me in the right state of mind. In reality, it's hard to say for sure. Unfortunately, I didn't have a control group without the cocktail. What do the data say? The interview went by quickly, 45 minutes, and it was all done. I had a decent flow, good word cadence, and probably a lively heart rate too. Garmin Fenix 8, orange peaks of the true. Garmin shows stress levels on a daily graph using color codes. Blue for rest, around 9 hours including the sleep of course, orange moderate to high stress, and gray for physical activity. The highest peak appeared around 2:45 pm, climbing all the way up to 99, dangerously close to the maximum value of 100. And the timing? Right in the middle of the interview. Coincidence? Hardly. What about Whoop MG? Whoop visualizes stress a bit differently. Instead of a continuous minute-by-minute graph, its stress monitor looks more like tachometer or speedometer, showing your current stress load on a scale from 0 to 3. Whoop's measurement was more consistent, I would say. It marked the entire period from 2:14 pm, right when I sat down in the meeting room and started strategizing, until 3:51 pm when I finally got into my car and put on some Sabaton to calm down. In other words, Whoop also captured the afterglow of the stress response, which actually makes sense. Stress often peaks after a stressful event ends, as the nervous system needs some time to normalize. According to Whoop, I spent 3 hours and 45 minutes in the high stress zone that day. For comparison, my 6-month average is 2 hours and 18 minutes. So this interview, they clocked it almost 90 minutes higher than usual. About Oura Ring 4. Oura interpreted the data from essentially the entire afternoon as being in the stressed mode. And honestly, it wasn't wrong. On my way to the interview, I ran into an unexpected traffic jam, which added a little bonus round, let's say, of nervousness. I would definitely classify that period as a stress. And I would also highlight the trends on the Oura Ring app, and you can see the day of the interview. I faced more stress than usual. What about conclusion? All 3 devices flagged the more nerve-wracking parts of the day as a stress, though each used a different method of interpretation and visualization. Garmin, with its precisely structured and highly granular orange report card, showed values right at the edge of the maximum. Personally, I'm not a big fan of that type of graph. I tend to prefer a more high-level view, which Whoop delivers nicely through its simple curve and tachometer style stress scale from 0 to 3. Oura, on the other hand, approaches stress from a slightly different angle, one that aligns with the philosophy of Elisa Apple, the author of the stress prescription. It divides mental states into 4 distinct zones. It's no coincidence that Elisa Apple is considered a true stress guru. She also serves as an advisor to Oura Health. I have to add one more thing to stay true to the usual quality of my content. Whenever possible, I always use the best available reference devices for testing and validating data from wearables. The series, the best smart ring, stands as a proof, I believe, of that commitment. However, when it comes to measuring stress, things get a bit more complicated. Most wearables rely on indirect estimates based on heart rate and HRV. To truly understand stress, we would need to monitor adrenaline and cortisol levels directly. But interestingly, even consumer-grade devices capable of that are starting to appear on the market. And as a bonus, Limitless Pendant. I'm still exploring possible use cases for the Limitless Pendant, a wearable pendant that listens to everything around you and then lets an LLM model creatively and sometimes questionably interpret what it heard. And as a luck would have it, the pendant happened to be active during my interview. So after it was all over, I asked the model, what about the interview? Was I good or not? And the LLM behind this replied. When it comes to stress, two LLM models aren't exactly great at detecting tone, voice, irony, or some emotions. So Limitless response was more of generic and typically flattering one. After all, the AI probably doesn't want to upset me. I might delete it. Okay, that's enough for today. Thank you for watching and cheers.